Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. Hello Bukarik and DJ, you guys joined before I did. So happy to see you here. And of course, like it's like a black week for crypto markets. Unfortunately. So anyway, we'll talk about it when more members join. Let's wait for them. Okay, hello Mac. Hope you're doing good. Happy to see you here. Let's wait for yeah, let me announce that we are joining. Okay, we've got Kisetu, right? So hope you're doing good. It's a really creative name. I like it. Let's wait for one more minute and we'll start on time, hopefully. Cheers. If you have any questions throughout the session, feel free please to write it down in the members talk area and I would be happy to answer it. Or if you have any like request of any altcoin, I would also be doing it live. Feel free to request any altcoin. We'll start in exactly 1 minute. Hello Ace, hope you're doing good. Happy to see you here. Okay, DJ, okay, Intel, of course, we'll go over it. Like, unfortunately, Intel was doing great. We had a nice bullish movement. However, like due to like what happened with FTX, like Saturday, Sunday, unfortunately, like everything is going down. Like as Ace mentioned, like crazy. So be safe, trade safe this like period, especially this whole week. Okay, hopefully by next week would have more insights on what's going to happen next. Okay, because we can't really know if really Binance will commit on helping FTX, if it will buy it. Like it's still an idea. It's still like it's glad that CZ has the intention, right, to do it, but it is not confirmed yet. Like first he has to look into the financials of the company, if and like then decide if like he can do anything, or like or like at least like he likes what we see, and like in his powers, like if he can do anything or not, and then he will decide if like he will go for it or not. Okay, so we can't really know what might happen next, and of course, like every single news now will push the market upward or downward. Okay, of course, like it's now bearish, but for us, like noticed like yesterday, like when like CZ like posted like a tweet that like he is considering on like checking out and helping FTX. You saw that we had a big bullish candle upward, and then it is followed by a big dump, right? So don't trade the news. I don't see any movements. Yes, because like I'm not moving, right? I'm just like having a discussion before we get into the charts, right? So like I guess hope you can hear me well, DJ. You can hear me well, right? Yeah, let's have a quick discussion before more members join, so we get into the chart. So yeah, that's basically the situation. For honest, like you all heard it, like a quick research, you will be able to understand what's happening between like Alameda, FTX, FTT, Binance, and so on, right? So of course, like whenever you have time, make a cup of tea, make a quick research, and you'll understand everything that's happening. But what I can say that be careful this week, and like hopefully next week we will see how it goes. We'll have more info, more insights about what would be or might be the next movement. Okay, Yushanna, hope you're doing good. So let's do it. Let's get into our charts. As usual, we'll start with US 500, DXY, Bitcoin, USDT dominance, Ethereum to feel the overall market, and then we'll dive into the remaining ones. As you can see, all the market is in red, especially on Solana. And why Solana? Because like obviously for those who also new, like Sam or FTX are selling their Solana to get more liquidity to FTT, and be very very careful on Solana, because like many people are staking Solana now, right? And like within like I guess I guess like 10 to 12 hours, right? So the Solana will be unlocked, and like guess what will happen when the Solana is unlocked, right? So when it is unlocked, and like people like who were staking Solana, now they have their Solana back. Guess what they will do? Of course, they will sell it. Okay. So be very careful for Solana, especially that you can see it like, and of course, like you can feel it from the chart. You can see that many altcoins are breaking below a major support or demand, right? While like for for some others, like stronger altcoins, they are holding the ground, holding above the support or inside the support. While for the weakest ones, like for example on Algo, right, we are still above this support. Okay, and even inside this range here, which is a short-term one, we are still above it. While for many other, and for example, Link is standing strong. Like of course it's going down, but like it's just like this movement, okay, but not breaking below this entire range. Okay, however, you can see, for example, on Solana, which as you can see, went 31% today, while on Algo it's 10, 15, only 6, right? So you can see, and even ETC 5, right? So 31%, and you know that Solana is much weaker than any other one. And the the unlock will happen in like 10 to 12 hours, I guess. So expect a big dump, not only on Solana and the entire crypto market, also if like these ones who will get their Solana will sell it immediately. Okay. So be very careful this particular week. Exactly, Ace dump. Hopefully, like not, but like of course, like due to the fear now, like everyone who has some altcoins, they are selling it very hard. So anyway, let's start from the top. Let's go to US 500. Now US 500, like surprisingly, the US 500 and the DXY are not like the cause. Okay, and in fact, the DXY were moving down. Okay, the previous couple of days. So if you can see these ones, so you should probably see 1, 2, 3. So Monday, Tuesday, and like today. So Monday on Tuesday were bearish, and for example, US 500. Monday and Tuesday, here we go. Monday and Tuesday were bullish. So most probably in this case, you have to see Bitcoin going up and so on. However, due to the FTX case and then like what happens, even if these ones were moving higher, like even if US 100 and the XY are helping the market, but like they are not doing enough, unfortunately, due to the fundamentals in the crypto market. Okay. But like anyway, since like we always do these two first, let's do it. Now, if the US 500 trades lower, it wouldn't be good at all, like because the crypto market is going down, and now the US 500 is going down also, so crypto market will go even like down further. Okay, so we would like US 500 to trade higher from here, right? But if it trades down, it wouldn't be good. Like for the bears to take over here, we need to see a break below it. You can see it clearly, the same, our old same support and resistance, which you can see in orange, previously a resistance multiple times, broken upward, now acting as support, broken downward, a resistance, now broken upward again. It might act as a support, and we'll hopefully see a movement higher, but like I believe that we'll see the breakout downward because we had this break below this low. So breaking downward, now we're in a correction, especially after these wicks. Okay, so just a correction, especially after these wicks around the supply, which you can see here. So filling this supply, rejecting it, most probably this would be impulse, correction, and then impulse again. It would be confirmed if we see this break below this low, which we'll see better. Let me read this one first. Okay, which we can see better on H1 time frame, below the previous low, traded lower, below the previous low of H4, traded lower, above the previous high from H1, correction started. Now this is the last major low. And we also have the zone. So just like what happened here, broken upward and then broke above the zone. So broken downward now. To confirm it, we need to see a break below the zone. In this case, we'll be expecting a further bearish movement, which wouldn't be good for the crypto market as well. In parallel, on the XY, we've got a support. Sorry, let me take a sip. Okay. So on the XY, as we were speculating last week or like 2 weeks ago, I guess last week, yeah, last week we were here. So this is it. We're expecting a reversal from this resistance zone. We had it, we take it lower. Now we're expecting a reversal from this support, which also, if rejected, wouldn't be good for the crypto markets. Okay. So we can see that we are bearish, impulse correction, impulse correction. We are currently in this impulse. If the correction starts and push price higher, it wouldn't be good for the crypto. Meanwhile, we can take a little bit lower to test this support, this lower trend line in red and in orange. For example, this one can also draw it like this as a watch pattern like this. So we can also trade a little bit lower before trading higher, but most probably, like for the long run, this is a massive support that we will see rejection from, either from a short-term or a medium-term perspective. So we will be able to see this, and maybe later on for the bears to take over, we need to see this break. But we will be seeing this movement, which again and again wouldn't be helpful. From H4, that's our last high that we see here. If we zoom into H1, we can see it better. We traded higher, then broke below the previous low, aggressively traded lower, and we are currently like forming like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, and we might have something like this as the right shoulder and then break it upward, or it might just be a correction before the next impulse movement downward. So we are currently bearish, and the bears are getting weaker and weaker, because you can clearly see that the impulse movements are getting smaller. So first one is the biggest one, and then getting smaller in size and smaller. So we might have here even a higher low, right, instead of a lower low. Anyway, we can't really say much. We are bearish until the last high is broken upward, which is here, also lining up with this previous low right here. So if we see this break, we'll be expecting a bullish correction, because this is a bearish trend. So we're expecting a bullish correction just like this one and this one. Meanwhile, we can still trade lower, make a lower low, or even make a higher low, and so on, dive inside the support zone, which I showed you from daily, before we finally break above the high. In this case, we'll be expecting this bullish movement. So like the best case scenario to us, to have some relief in the crypto market. Of course, like the XY and GS 500, like we will not be able to do anything, right? But it's just like for them to be in our favor, as to see the XY trading lower and the US 500 trading higher. Okay. Now, let's get into crypto. Before I do so, let me check the comments. Okay, nothing for now. If you have any questions, let me know in the members talk. Yes, 500, you can clearly see that we got a break above this resistance, which we can see better from daily time frame. That's it. So we rejected our support zone, which was in green, traded higher. We even broke above this high, which is also a massive resistance that has been holding for a while, broken upward now it's acting as support. So now even if we have a movement lower here, we'll be facing this support, which was a massive resistance, so it would be a strong support zone. For the rejection zones, it would be this one around 9 like 9 to 10%, which is lining up with this high, which you can see better, I guess, from H4. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so like this entire zone right here. So if you want from 885 to like 943, this entire consolidation before the bearish movement start, and you can see that yes, 500 is already around it. That's it. And if you zoom a little bit out, you can see that we are trading inside this big rising broadening wedge impulse correction, and we are currently on this impulse. We might have a correction before the next impulse push higher, but we might also trade a little bit higher here before we trade lower. Okay, so this is a massive zone, or already around an overbought zone, but it still have some room to trade a little bit higher before trading lower. So we might have a reversal, but we need, of course, we need to confirm it. We can't really say much, especially that the market has been driven by fundamentals lately. On H4, we broke above this major high, which is also a break below the low on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many altcoins. Okay. Anyway, let's get into Bitcoin. We can clearly see that we broke below this. If you remember previously, we had this trend line like this as a channel on H1 time frame. We were looking for buy setups. We looked for a buy here, and so on. But then, as you see, traded higher, and like for those who have already watched the previous one, already know that we would be bullish here and expecting a movement till the 22,500, unless we break below the 20k, which happened unfortunately on Friday, on Sunday, I guess. It happened on Sunday we traded a little bit lower, and then on Monday on Tuesday we had this movement lower. Okay, so as you see, we broke. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so as you saw, we broke below this low, which is an indication that the bears are taking over again to drag it back inside this range. We had a movement till the 18k, so after this break, we expected a movement till the 18k. We had it, and then here we rejected it with 2 wicks, and then unfortunately we broke below it. It is not good at all. Okay, especially if you see, let me delete this one, no longer helpful now, especially if this daily candle closes now below this lower below the 18k. Okay, and like to be exact, if you want, below the 17,500. Let me draw it, because like this low is right here, and you can see that already now, and of course it's a wick, but already we've got now the lowest point for this entire year. Okay, so now like things are going crazy. We are finally having this break. If this daily candle closes like this as a momentum candle below 17,600, I guess, or 500. Yeah, this is basically it. 17, yeah, that's it. 17,550 or 7. Anyway, let's make it a round number. So if we break below this zone from daily time frame, it wouldn't be good. We've got this wick, and then we already filled it. Okay, so usually when we have a wick, okay, price will go down, fill half of it, or like 2/3 of it, and then reverse to form a new wick, and then reverse. But it's not the case here, as you see, for example, here. Okay, we had a wick, filled most of it, traded lower again, and we had a wick, and so on. It might result with this. Okay, like this is daily time frame. It might result with this, because this one was a big candle and then a wick, and then here we go, went a little bit higher and then got a wick. So if we get this reversal now at the end of the day, and this one closes as a wick here, it might be that the bulls would still have the chance to kick in from here. Okay, but for now, for the current situation, things are not good, looking good after 7 hours, I guess. Let me see. 3 hours, 10, 2, 5. Yeah, after 7 hours, this daily candle would close. So we still have 7 hours to know what might happen next. So that's it for Bitcoin. We're breaking below this range. It is 17K, if you 17.5. If you break it downward, we'll be expecting further bearish movement. We might have a small correction like this before trading lower, okay, but it might be a correction. Now, every bullish movement is a correction unless we trade higher, form a wick here, and break a major high from H4, okay? Just like what we did here, we saw it from H4. For now, it's breaking. If we retest, it would be a correction before drag it down to the next rejection. Next rejection in this case would be the 10 to 12K. The 15, the 15K is like simply a round number. It's not anything. Okay, it's not like a support resistance, as you can see. Okay, so this one is a demand zone. We had a bullish movement from here. It started from here, not from 15K. And here we had the rejections, multiple ones, right? And not from 15K. So, but just like if you want like as a round number, okay? Sorry. So this daily candle is very, very important. Now it would decide what might happen next. Next, okay. Anyway, let me zoom into H4 again. That's the view from H4. If you zoom into H1 time frame, we can see that price has been trading lower and lower. As you can see, I got my alert right here, okay, which explains like what I meant previously. We need to see this big bullish movement. Like for the next 7 hours, we need to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. Okay, so for this to become a wick from daily, and then we need to see, like, for example, like this, a break above this high. Then and only then a break above 18,700, then and only then the bulls can reclaim this support, okay? But for now, things are not looking good. If we keep on trading lower, or for example, like this, okay, this would result in a daily close below the 17,500, which isn't good. Okay, for Ethereum, a very similar scenario. As you remember, we've got this like midweek support, support. This was the previous major low and 1500, which has been acting as support lately, now broken downward. So if we trade higher, we need to see a break above the last major high. For now, we've got this one and we've got this one, right? So short term, medium term. But for now, if the daily candle closes below this area, it wouldn't be good, and like this would just be a correction to test the previous support and resistance. Okay, unless this daily candle pushed higher. Okay, so like, and as you can see, like Ethereum is like even weaker than Bitcoin, because you can clearly see like this one, like the wick is here, now we are here, but while for Ethereum, like we are far away, like more like from the wick. Okay, so if this daily candle closes below this area, you can clearly see it as support and resistance, right? And just like this candle pushed price higher, imagine what this candle would do. Okay, so if this daily candle closes below this area, below this entire zone, okay, like this, like for example, like 1250, okay, 12, 30, 40, 50, this area here, it wouldn't be good. We'll be expecting at least a movement to do 1K, which you can see my alert around 1K50, around this demand zone. If broken downward, we'll be expecting further bearish movement. So moving to 1K would be Bitcoin moving to 15K. Okay, and then Bitcoin moving to like 12K, which is our next demand rejection, would be Ethereum moving till 600, like 700, which is why you see my alert around. My alert is also around the 700, right here. Okay, so because 700 is, if you zoom out, we can clearly see it. I said demand zone, the bullish movement started from here previously, and then we've got the 400, which is the main support and resistance. So yeah, we might even drop till the 400 if the 1K zone doesn't hold. Okay, and the situation from weekly also isn't looking good. Of course, like we said, like a couple of days before the weekly candle closes, but the situation like so far from daily isn't good. From lower time frames from H4, as mentioned, this is the last minor high, and this is the last. Here we go. Okay, so short term, medium term, at least for the bulls to like to show strength again. Meanwhile, we are just having small bullish candles and then a bearish movement, small bullish candle, and then a reversal. Okay, so we are very bearish. Unless again and again, just as Bitcoin for the remaining like for the remaining 6 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, it's very important. If we see this, then it will result with a wick right here. Okay. Joseph, hope you're doing good, and you also have Sustain Empire. Glad to see you here. If you have any questions, let me know. For now, let's do NWC again and again, just like the entire market. We are going lower. We broke below this support resistance, which was in green. That's it. That's our support here, resistance here, and the demand zone here got rejected multiple times previously, and now support this support was holding, traded higher, rejected this resistance, and then we broke unfortunately below the support zone. Now our next rejection is this high right here around 0.0555 and 0.5. That's it. Okay, that's our next rejection, which NWC is approaching now. If you go to weekly time frame, this is why that's the 0.05 0.05 and 0.055 is a strong one. As you see here, it's a rejection and it's the lower bound of this big demand zone, as we had an aggressive movement from upward from here. So that's basically it. We are retesting. Anyway, you can see it from weekly very clearly. This demand zone here, retesting it now. So we'll be looking for buy setups right here. Okay. Okay. So just give me a minute, please. Okay, so that's it for NWC. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so like for Joseph, we've got Galatasaray, I guess. Yeah, Galatasaray fan token. We are also going down, as you clearly see. And like for the second phase, which is like really funny for the second phase of like this session is, have you bottomed yet? And like we already got the answer, right? So like for Bitcoin, here we go. Like of course we haven't bottomed yet, because now we have a new bottom, right? Because we made a lower low. So like this is basically I already went for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and as you can see, we're already going even lower and lower. Now the situation is not good, because like we still have 6 hours and 30 minutes. I don't think like we'll have such a big movements to make this for this to result as a wick. Okay, so the more we trade lower, the harder it would be for Bitcoin, for the boost to kick in and result with the wick. But of course, who knows? But like, yeah, if we break it down, we'll be expecting further bearish movement. 15K is the first like round number, and then we've got the 10 to 12K. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Before I continue with Galatasaray, let's check NWC. So like if you like this idea, let me know. And like if you like it, hopefully like every single week we'll go over like one tool. For example, for today, let's go over two Moonlines Pro. Okay. And like if you want, like if you like it, next week we'll go over this one, and we'll go over many other like tools to explain how it works. For example, we've got the whale alert, we've got the backtesting bot, on-chain analysis, and so on. But for today, let's go for like Moonlines Pro, and like this is basically, it draws like automatic support and resistance. You can select between these Bitcoin, Ethereum, and WC BTC and WC USDT. Okay, so like it will plot like automatically supply and resistance. You also have the RSI, you also have the volume, as you see, and the two AMA, MA and AMA cross, which you can clearly see. For example, when the AMA cross, most probably that the bulls are taking over, and so on, right? So this is it. But like as a main tool, Moonlines draws automatic supply resistance. As you can see, all the blue lines are automatically drawn by the tool, and like you can use these tools to make your decisions. It's very good for new users who like don't know how to draw it, or like want to save time drawing supply and resistance. For example, you can see that how these two supply and resistance, or like two levels, are lining up very well. Let me see, where is the tool here? Here we go. Very well with these. Okay, let's make it in purple and yellow. Yeah, for us to see it. Okay, so you can see that how these, let me draw it again. Okay, that's it. And yeah, orange, yeah, yellow is better. Okay, how these two is like lining up like with the consolidation here, which is also, as you saw from my charts, as a demand, a supply zone in this case, right? And you can see how this one here, like the 20K, which I also had, right? You can see it here. That's the first one which you saw, right? Which is lining up with mine. And this is also the 20K, which is also lining up with this one. And next, we've got what? The 15K, which I already have, which you can see that we already have it. What is it? Yeah, around this area, around 16K. Okay, so yeah, the tool is pretty much good. You can use it if you want to save time to draw supply and resistance, or you don't know how to do it. So it would be a good start for you, and like to know where we currently are in the market, around the support or resistance, or exactly where, and you know what to look for. Of course, you can check the supply and resistance from daily time frame, and next you zoom into lower time frames and wait for the boost to kick in. Okay, so for example, now as we approach this 1500, the 15K, sorry, as we approach it, of course, like we don't buy immediately, right? So when we dive around it, we zoom into lower time frames and we look for bus stops around the support zone. Okay, so this is how we usually do it. We don't buy blindly around the support, because no matter how strong a support is, it can still be broken down. But it would be a good idea for you to know where you are in the market simply by checking these. For example, if you check Ethereum chart, let's wait for it. Meanwhile, let's take a sip. Cheers. Okay, that seems my connection is slow. Okay, that's it. You can see the first one resistance, which is also lining up with mine. If you check Ethereum here, right? So this is it. This is like my level around 1250, which you can see here around 12, like 1290, right? So this is clear. We also have the supply resistance here around 1700, around 2K, 2K50, and now the lower one is where also around mine, around 950 to 1K, which is also this one, right? And again, yes, like we have lower. No, for now we don't have lower than this. So now we are breaking below the support. Now this is our next support. We'll be looking for buy stops around this area. Okay, so that's basically it for like Moonlines. Let me know if you use it, if you would like to use it, and like if you and when you use it, let us know what do you think about it in the members talk or in the general chat. So that's basically it. Good evening, Oshanna. Hope you're doing good. Um, okay, let me check the comments. Tell, obviously, of course, we'll go over it. Lena, of course, Bukarik. Good evening, Oshanna. And Bukarik, Lena as well. Yeah, of course, we'll go over Lena. Okay, let me take like 2 seconds break. Okay, so let me add Lena and of course like Telcoin. Let's start with these two. Of course, we did NWC already. We're waiting for the bulls to break above the major high. Anyway, we'll go over. Yeah, we were here on Galatasaray, Telcoin, and let me search for Lena. I guess we had it on the list because we did it previously, but let me search for it. Okay, I can't find it. I don't know if like my eyes aren't seeing well or it's not here. Yeah, that's it, Lena. Okay, Lena below Telcoin. Okay, for Galatasaray, if you want to go over a specific one, please let me know in the members talk. Okay. Of course, like if you are watching us on YouTube, also write it down in the comment section, and I will be able to see it on Discord, and I will answer you. Okay. From Galatasaray, we are already like melting. We even broke below this low last week or even this week. So as we trade lower now, we'll be looking for buy stops, of course, but we need to be very careful for this one. For the bulls to take over long term, this is our last major high. Previously, we had this high, lower high, and lower high. Okay, this is for them from a long-term perspective. From a short-term perspective, if you zoom in, okay, that's from the long-term perspective. That's our last major high. And for now, from a shorter term one, last week we were waiting for this movement, didn't happen, unfortunately, and instead we traded lower. So now we're approaching the 1.5. So we're still waiting for basically this high here, or if you want, you can update it to be this one. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Meanwhile, we can trade lower and lower on Galatasaray. On Telcoin, on Telcoin, like this one had a nice movement. Like previously last week, we broke above this high and we nicely broke above this high as well. Retest, traded higher. We even broke above the major one, which you can see from daily, which is this one. Okay, and then we only had one last swing high, which was here. Okay, we only had this swing high. If we broke it upward, we would trade higher. But unfortunately, as you see, price rejected it, and like even before like we approached it, we like the FTX thing happened and we traded lower. And as you can see, since then we are experiencing an aggressive movement. And for now, I have my two alerts right here around the previous low again, the demand zone and so on. So I can't really say much for Tel, except that as we approach this area, the bulls might be kicking in again, where we'll be looking for buy setups around this area. So like basically for the entire market, okay, don't don't try to catch a falling knife, okay. Wait for the market to cool down, for example, like this. Wait for it to cool down, and then to spot a swing high, and then wait for a break above it. For now, of course, you will not be able to see any swing highs because price is not forming any swing highs. It's trading lower in an aggressive manner. So we need to see this, for example, and then this. For this would be a high as I want the break above, because next we can go lower and lower and lower like this, and then we'll go for this one to buy. Okay, so this is basically it. For Tel, can't really say much. For Lena as well, okay, that's it. So very similar movement for the bulls to take over from medium-term perspective. I want to see this break, didn't happen. Long-term didn't happen, of course. Short-term perspective, we wanted a break above this, just like previously. Short-term, bullish. Short-term, bullish, right? And then rejection from this resistance again and again, which is also the 0.01 resistance zone. So this is basically it. Okay, broke it upward, traded higher, and also, if you remember Bukhari last week, I guess we were here. Let me see, Wednesday and Wednesday. Yeah, I guess we were here, right? So we're speculating this bullish movement upward because we broke above this high right here. Anyway, traded higher, rejected the 0.1 just like previously multiple times, and traded lower. We are currently around the support again, so we'll be looking again for buy stops. We'll be looking, okay? Don't buy blindly, especially now, especially in this current like if you want to say it like I don't know how to name it, okay? But like in this current black week, if you want to say, okay, at least wait for a consolidation and a high broken upward before you enter a buy. And for extra confirmation, how about you wait for this one? Here we go. You can see it here. I'm not interested in buying Lena as long as I'm here. I want the buyers to prove to me they are strong enough to break back above this resistance, because now it's definitely a resistance zone. It was a support broken downwards. So meanwhile, we are bearish, and if you break below this low, it wouldn't be good. We'll be expecting further bearish movement. Further bearish movement till where? We can't really know, because we don't have enough data here. Okay, so we can trade lower and lower and lower. Okay, the 0.005 might be the next might be next round number, but I can't really judge for now. So let's see if we'll be able to break back above the zone, or the bears will take full control and will be trading lower and lower from here. Okay. Hey. Okay, FTT, so Solana, I can't really say much about these two, but of course, we'll go over them both. Okay, Bukarik is the Lena dip because of the whole market bad side. Yes, now, like most probably everything bearish movement is because the entire market is trading lower, and we can't call it a dip. Okay, in a bearish market, it's not a dip. It is an impulse. Okay, so it's very important to know where you are. Okay, so in a bearish market, which you can see here, this is not a dip, this is an impulse. Okay, and this is not a bull run, this is a correction. And this is, here we go, it's not a dip, it's just an impulse pushing lower, low lows, low lows, low lows. Okay, so this is not a dip. Now it is an impulse pushing lower. Okay, it would be a dip when we finally see a break above this high right here. Okay, and this would be a dip, this would be a dip before the next bullish impulse movement trade higher. Okay, that is for your question. Can we take a look at Matic? I was bullish before the FTX collapse. Yeah, of course, Matic is still doing fine. Okay, so many altcoins are still doing like fine. Of course, like not fine, but if you compare it to other altcoins who broke below the low, like Matic, and then for example CHZ, BNB, Atom. Okay, so like these ones were still holding strong around the previous major low or a support, while many altcoins melted below a certain support. Okay, so let me add these three. FTT. Okay, I don't think we have it. I guess we do, but let me see. Matic, I guess we have it around this area because we always check it. Yeah, Matic. FTT and Solana. Of course, Solana also always check it. Yeah, that's it. And FTT, I don't think we have it here. I guess yes, but like it's like a little bit lower because we don't usually do it more often. You know what? Let me. But like I want to search for the one that you are doing here, because like there are many FTT like charts. Okay, I don't seem to find it, but let me search if like the one I usually go for. Yeah, it's not doing good. Let me see if we have it. No, we don't have this one. Let me see if we got this one. No, let's guess FTX. Let me see. Okay, anyway, fine. Like we'll do it from scratch. For FTT, okay, we had this support here, which has been holding for a while around 2022. Okay, which we can see that lately we have been struggling around this area, right? But unfortunately, due to what happened and so on, we broke it down. And look at this daily candle. One day, in one day, we had a movement from 22 to around 5, or even to like 2.8, and then closed around 5. Okay, I'm still speculating further bearish movement on FTT. Okay, that's basically it. Like we had a consolidation here a little bit for a couple of hours, but if we break below this one, it wouldn't be good. We'll be going lower and lower. Okay. I can't really say much. We previously had this one, which is around 10, which might have held the price upward. It's a demand zone. Consolidation before the bullish movement started didn't help. And then we had this one here, which you can see. That's it. Also a demand zone from 3.5 till around like 4.5. Okay, so if you want, let me go for these two. Okay, so now here we go. So we are now inside the zone. This is weekly, this is daily. Okay, so now this zone here is like holding the price, which is a demand zone. Okay, if broken downward, we'll be expecting further bearish movements. Okay, but the situation like for FTT isn't good at all. That's it for FTT. I can't really say much. Anyway, in fact, for the bulls like to take over from a short-term perspective, where is it? Where is FTT? Okay, let me go back to it. Yes, no, this is not our chart. This is our chart or not? No, it's not our chart. But yeah, like we finally found the one that I wanted to look for. Okay, so this one that we wanted to look for. So FTT, let me zoom back. Here we go, right? So, and now we drew the 3.5 and the 4.5, right? So this is the demand zone that we saw, and the 10, here we go, the exact same one that I drew now, and also the 22 to 25, the support zone. Okay, broke it down, we traded lower, we are currently here. Now the 10 is no longer helpful, that's deleted, and that's basically it. Okay, that's it for FTT. For Solana, let me go back up. Let me see, where is Solana? Okay, so like I started at the beginning. I don't know if you were here, but like in around 10 to 12 hours, like because like like many traders stake Solana, right? So like many traders requested like their tokens Solana to be unlocked. Okay, so in around like 10 to 12 hours, these tokens will be unlocked. And guess what they will do with their Solana? Of course, then they will sell it immediately. Okay, so the situation is not good for Solana at all. We broke below the 20K, sorry, the 20, sorry, which is a strong demand zone. Okay, which you can clearly see are breaking it downward. And if we break it downward, I can't really say much about it like now, and because if you zoom into daily, we might be able to locate some sort of rejection, but not like we all know that now it's driven by the fundamentals. So like no matter how strong a support is, like right, so if the fundamentals are against it, they would break any possible support. Okay, so what we know is the situation is not good for Solana. In a couple of hours, like people will get their Solana and they might most probably sell it. Okay, and if they sell it, you'll be expecting further bearish movement, and you can see it from the charts, right? For example, if you compare Solana to Algo, right? So look at Algo, we are still here. Okay, if you compare it to Link, right? If you compare it to Link, we are still here. Okay, while on Solana, which you can clearly see, we already broke below this range. We broke it downwards, which isn't good. Now this range is a resistance. Now if you trade higher, we'll be trading this low. Okay, so expect further bearish move, and the next possible round number would be 10. Okay, but again and again, it would be broken, just like what happened with FTT. Even though we had the 10, which is also a round number and a demand zone, it got broken very easily. Okay, that's it for Solana. For Matic, if we check Matic, we can see that we were bullish, right? We were bullish, and we even now broke broke back below the 1. If you check it out, that's it. Okay, so from weekly, we were breaking above the 1, and then here we go. We had an immediate movement lower, and if this weekly closes like this, it wouldn't be good for Matic. This one would be engulfing the previous candle, okay, which is a bearish reversal one. So we'll be expecting further bearish movement here. For now, the next minor support and resistance is this one in gray, which if you remember, we were looking for buy stops here, okay? We're looking for buy stops here, and then we broke above it, and then we rejected this trend line, traded low. We're looking for a buy here, and then we looked for a buy here, and then we traded higher. But then, due to that what happened, as you already know, we traded lower again, and just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on, we broke below this low, which is the 1500 on Ethereum, which is the 20K on Bitcoin, broke it downward, and we traded lower. Okay, now we even broke this trend line, which is anyway no longer helpful. This one is no longer helpful. Nothing is helpful now for Matic except of this zone. So let's see if this zone would hold as we approach it. I'll be personally looking for buy stops here. Okay, but I would like first of all for it to cool down. Okay, so for example, like I would like to form like this. Okay, or at least from H4. Okay, that doesn't have to be from daily, but at least from H4, I would like to see a consolidation, and then like, I will locate a swing high, and then I'll be buying on spike upward around this support zone. Okay, if the support is broken downward, then expect further bearish movement till the lower area. Okay, I don't know why this alert is here. Okay, I'll be adding it around the support again. Okay, so that's it. Let me know if you'd like me to go over a specific one next. Okay, we've got many members. Hello Mac, hello GS, and Mark. Glad to see you here. Sonjak, and we also have Tipser guy. Hope guys you are doing all good. Cheers. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. Okay, meanwhile, while I'll take your requests, let me check a couple of ones. Okay, so Mark is typing. Let's see if he's requesting anything or just saying hi. Okay, meanwhile, I'll go over a couple of ones that might be sitting around a strong support. For example, on like CSZ, Algo, and where is it? And Crow. Where is Crow? Yeah, like the TC we're looking at because like of the FIFA, like was just starting and like around I guess, yeah, sorry, 20, like, yeah, around 10 days. So we'll be expecting some bullish movements there, but of course it all depends on the whole market situation, which you can clearly see now. For example, on crypto.com, I was waiting for a break above this one from a short-term perspective, and then a break above this one from a long-term perspective. These are the drawings that we had last week. So that's it. Unfortunately, we didn't break above it. We reversed and we traded lower, and we are now breaking below these lows, which isn't something good. Okay, so if we break it lower, we'll be expecting further bearish movement for the bulls to take over here. I'm still want to see a break above this high. On CSZ, a very similar story. If you remember, we were waiting for a break above this high right here. We didn't have it, not even from daily. It's just wicks. Okay, so I was waiting for a break, didn't happen. So I'm still waiting for this break. My alert is still there. Meanwhile, and like if you remember from last week, that if we retest the zone, I'll be looking also for buy stops. Anyway, you can see it here. Okay, so we'll be looking for buy stops on Okay, like we'll be looking for buy stops here around this support zone, which is our next one, as you see, also lining up with this low and this low. So I'll be looking for this buy from a short term, but of course, when the market cools down around this area. That's it. And then, previously, if you remember, we bought CSZ here, but then just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, we broke up below the previous major low. For Algo, the same exact story. We're waiting for a break above this one from daily. Didn't happen. Instead, just wicks, and we trade it lower again. We are currently here retesting the lower bound of this range, so we'll be looking for buy stops here. If the market cools down, it wouldn't be good to see Algo breaking below this low. If you break it downward, we'll be expecting Algo to retest this support zone around 0.2, okay, which is this one here. But for now, we are still trading inside this zone and approaching the lower band. So we'll be looking for buy stops here on H4. For example, we'll be waiting for it to cool down, form a new reverse setup, and then we'll be buying. On break upwards. Okay. Yeah. So Mark asked, do you think Sol would bounce back? Unfortunately, Mark, I don't think so. At least for now. Okay, like for the time being, Sol is not doing good. And if you check the chart again and again, you can see that it's just like many many weak altcoins broke below the previous low, just like for example Crow. Crow is considered weak now because it broke below these lows. Okay, while for example CHZ is considered strong because we didn't really have a break yet. Algo didn't really have a break yet. Of course, we broke a minor one from H4, which you can see here, right? So, which caused this bearish movement, but we didn't break below a major one. Okay, and for example, XLM is considered weak because we broke below these, and like we were looking for this and this from a short-term perspective. Like these are my alerts. Unfortunately, like didn't go off. I had an alert here, it went off. But we didn't have a consolidation. I always look for consolidation and then a break above it, which didn't happen, of course. So now XLM, it's always considered weak, broke below this. Now it's diving inside this support and demand zone, which you can clearly see here. If broken downward, which you have my alert right here around the lower bound, if broken downward, we'll be expecting further bearish movement till around the 0.045 or 0.05. Okay. That's basically it. If you have any questions, let me know. I will keep going over new ones. Meanwhile, let me check. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't want to go over them all, but like if you want, feel free to pick like one of these. For example, near also. We are diving inside this demand. If we break it down, it wouldn't be good for near from daily time frame. That's our last major high. We also had this one didn't get broken. Now that's updated. It is here that we want this break. These trend lines are no longer helpful. Let's delete it. This is our last major high. For example, we're approaching now the 2. If broken downward, it will be also trading lower and lower. On Shiba, for example, you know what? Let us first go over Doge. Okay, on Doge, we rejected this swing high, which you can see here, right? This previous low, now a high. On daily time frame, we broke above this major high, which is this one. Okay, we broke above it and they are currently retesting it. So, and yes, of course, we're having now a situation here, but like usually, if you check the chart, this is an impulse, and now we're currently in a correction. So, waiting for the boost to take over to catch the next impulse movement upward. Currently testing the previous high and also broke above the 0.1 trend lines here. Now I'll be looking for a buy if we get a consolidation here and then break it upward, or if we keep on trading lower, this would be a massive demand zone that we'll be also looking for buy setups around. Let me adjust my alert. to be here. Okay, that's it. I have to leave. Okay, sure. Kiss A2. I have to leave as always. Thanks for the session. You're more than welcome. Happy to see you happy. We still have many members today. I'm happy to see you all guys here. Let me know if you have any questions or a specific request, and I would be happy to do it. So that's it for Dogecoin. Now we are trading inside this channel. That's it. Let me zoom out and extend it like this. Offset for it. That's it. Okay, for the bulls to take over here, I would like to see the bulls proving to us that they are strong enough, okay, to push higher. If we break above this high, don't get too excited, okay, because it would be just a correction, just like this one. Correction, okay, before we trade lower. Correction, and then we might trade lower. I would like to see price going up, okay, even breaking above this, and then form a new swing high here and then break it upward. Then we'll be expecting a bullish movement. It would be an impulse, correction, and then an impulse again. Okay, I would like also to see a break above the 0.1. Meanwhile, if you break this one downward, we'll be trading lower till this demand, which I showed you previously. That's it for Dogecoin. Okay, I'll also go over Shiba. If you don't have any questions after Shiba, we'll call it a session. That would be it. Let me know if you have any questions. On Shiba, if this daily candle closes a little bit lower, for example, like this, okay, we'll be expecting further bearish movement till this low right here. For now, exactly the same as as Doge. If you remember, like last week or like 2 weeks ago, we broke above this one short term, traded higher, and then this one traded higher, and then this correction movement started. You can also draw a big channel, just like the one we saw on Doge. That's it. So for the bulls to take over here, let's delete these ones annoying. Delete this one also, and yeah, but we'll keep this one because it's support and resistance. So for the bulls to take over here, we need to see this, and then a break above a new high, or this, like this, and a break above this entire area and above the 0.000001. Okay. Meanwhile, if we break below this one from daily, would be trading lower. Bukarik is funny. Shiba is my life. Is my wife. Okay, so I've had it live. Okay, so like hope it goes up then. Okay, so that's it for this session, everyone. Happy to see you here. Of course, the situation is not good for the crypto market. The situation worldwide is fine for US 500 and the XY. Like it's like standing like in a range, but unfortunately, it's not for the crypto market due to the like FTX, like Binance and FTT, Alameda, and so on, right? So the situation is not good. Be safe, trade safe, and don't jump in immediately just because we have a very good level or because this coin is getting cheaper. Okay, so this is not a dip. This is not a dip. Okay, always remember this is not what a dip. Okay, it's breaking below a low. It's breaking below multiple lows on multiple coins, especially on Bitcoin. Okay, it's breaking below the lowest point of this year. Okay, which isn't something good. If a daily candle closes below 17,500, expect more pain. And like most probably or hopefully, this would be the last move down. Okay. So hopefully we'll go down for a couple of weeks or months moving forward, and then we'll find a bottom, and the next long-term bull run would start. Okay, but first we have to survive this big for now. If you want to call it an impulse, if you break below the 1750, it would be called an impulse bearish movement downward. We need to survive this impulse, and then we'll be buying maybe buying the bottom. You're more than welcome, Joseph. Sustain Empire. Happy to see you all here. DJ also is typing. Glad to see you here, guys. Be safe, trade safe, and I'll see you hopefully the next one. Mark, as usual, will initiate the robot. So best of luck, everyone, for for the draw, and I'll see you hopefully next week. And yeah, and then for those who haven't seen it, can watch the recording. We went over Newscrypto tool called Moonlines, so you can check it out. It draws automatic support resistance, so make sure to check it out whenever you can. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the members talk and the general chat. I would be so happy to support you all. You're more than welcome, Bukarik, Sonjak, DJ, GS, and Jay. Happy to see you all here. See you soon, hopefully. For now, goodbye. I'll see you next week. Same day, same time. Bye-bye.